everyone, welcome back to my channel. Studying English with Seema Saini. I'm Seema Saini. I hope you all are good. Today we will discuss question chapter
The Sermon at Benares, Class 10, Footprints Without Feet. If you have missed detailed summary of this chapter, then you can go back and check it out.
So stay with me till the end. Let's start.
First of all, textual questions. Question 1. When her son dies, Kisa Gautami goes from house to house. What does she ask for? Does she get it? Why not? Answer. She asks for medicine to cure her son. She doesn't get the medicine because there is no medicine to bring the dead back to life. Question 2. Kisa Gautami again goes from house to house after she speaks with the Buddha. What does she ask for the second time around? Does she get it? Why not? Answer. She asks for a handful of mustard seed, but doesn't get any. The Buddha had asked her to bring the seed from such a house only where no death had ever taken place. Kisa Gautami could find no such house. That is why she couldn't bring the seed as desired by the Buddha. Question 3. What does Kisa Gautami understand the second time that she failed to understand the first time? Was this what the Buddha wanted her to understand? Answer. She now understood that there could be no house where there had never been any death. She also came to understand that death was the common end of all. There could be no medicine that could bring the dead back to life. The Buddha wanted her to understand this very fact of life. Question 4. Why do you think Kisa Gautami understood this only the second time? In what way did the Buddha change her understanding? Answer. Kisa Gautami now understood the real importance of what the Buddha had said. Now she understood that there could be no house where death had never taken place. Thus, the Buddha was able to change Gautami's understanding of the meaning of death. Question 5. How do you usually understand the idea of selfishness? Do you agree with Kisa Gautami that she is being selfish in her grief? Answer. Selfishness usually means thinking of oneself only without caring for the interest of others. We can't say that Kisa Gautami was selfish in her grief. She was only ignorant of a hard reality. In her grief, she had forgotten the fact that the dead can't be brought back to life. The Buddha made her realize this fact in a very subtle and convincing manner. Now, extra and important questions. How did Kisa Gautami come to realize the fact that death is the common end of life? This is important question. Answer. The Buddha asked Kisa Gautami to bring a handful of mustard seed from a house where no death had ever taken place. Kisa Gautami failed to find any such house. Thus, she came to realize that death was the common end of all. Now, next question number 7. Do you think Kisa Gautami was selfish in her grief? Answer. No, we can't say that Kisa Gautami was selfish in her grief. She was only ignorant of a hard reality. In her grief, she had forgotten the fact that the dead can't be brought back to life. Question 8. How did Gautam Buddha achieve enlightenment? This is most important question. Answer. The Buddha wanted to understand the cause of human suffering. He left home and kept wandering for 7 years. At last, he sat down under a fig tree. After 7 days, he got enlightenment, a spiritual understanding about the cause of human suffering came to him. Now he came to be known as the Buddha. Now long questions means essay type questions. Question 1. What do you know about the life of the Buddha before he left his home? Answer. The real name of the Buddha was Siddhartha Gautama. He was a prince and was born in North India. When he was 12, he was sent for the study of Hindu scriptures. 4 years later, he was married to a princess. He lived with her a happy life for 10 years. They had a son. Then, during a hunting trip, the prince saw some sad sights. He saw a sick man, an old man, and then a funeral procession. These sights made him very sad. He left home to understand the cause of human suffering. He kept wandering for 7 years. Question 2. How did Buddha attain enlightenment? This is most important question. Answer. The Buddha wanted to understand the cause of human suffering. He left home and kept wandering for 7 years. At last, he sat down under a fig tree. After 7 days, he got enlightenment, a spiritual understanding about the cause of human suffering came to him. Now he came to be known as the Buddha, which means the enlightened or awakened one. The fig tree under which he sat was known as the Bo tree, which means the tree of wisdom. Question 3. Why did Kisa Gautami go to the Buddha? What did the Buddha say to her and why? This is most important question. Answer. Kisa Gautami had an only son. The boy died and Gautami was in deep grief. She went from house to house. She asked people to give her medicine for her son. People thought she had lost her senses. A man suggested to her that she should go to the Buddha. The woman went to the Buddha. She asked him to give her medicine that could cure her son. The Buddha asked the woman to bring him a handful of mustard seed, but he said it must be from a house where there had been no death. Thus, he wanted to make the woman realize that there could be no medicine for death. Question 4. When her son dies, Kisa Gautami goes from house to house. What does she ask for? Does she get it? Why not? This is important question. Answer. Kisa Gautami has an only son. The boy dies and Gautami is in deep grief. She goes from house to house. She asks people to give her medicine that could cure her son. People think she has lost her senses. They can't help her because there can be no medicine for the dead. A dead one can't be brought back to life. Thus, the woman can't get what she has been asking for. A wise man sends her to the Buddha, who makes her realize the reality of death.
That's all for today. For more videos, please like, share, comment and subscribe the channel. Keep watching, देखते रहिए और सीखते रहिए. Till then, bye. Take care.